Congressman Zeldin's got to realize is that this is a bad deal for all of America. This is not a labor issue. This is not a political party issue. This is not just a community issue. This is an American people issue. We cannot continue to let jobs dissipate in this country.
You're a congressperson. You're not allowed to look. We have to fast track this right by you. I'm sorry. Not for your eyes.
Do we need this trade agreement fast tracked? I can't hear you. Do we need our jobs shipped overseas? Do we need our food safety challenged? Do we want our democracy challenged?
As for fast track, Congressman Zeldin, there is no such thing as good fast track. There's no such thing as good trade promotion authority. Opposing fast track is all about upholding the sovereignty of our national laws. Our laws should not have to comply with trade agreements made by unelected corporate advisors who do not represent we the people.
Factories that used to employ 2,000 to 3,000 workers that made whatever, auto parts, aircraft parts, electronics, that are now abandoned, that are now there just rusting away. And what I see is communities all around these factories that are just decaying. That's what NAFTA looks like. That's what NAFTA has done to the United States. And now, again, they want to take it a step further. How dare they do that to us? This is our country. It matters to us.
We need to make sure that jobs stay home. We are here for better wages, for better working conditions, for workplace protections. We're here for quality education, for quality food, quality health care. This is what we're about.
We got a great group of people out here. We got a lot of different organizations. It's not just, labor. We've got environmental. We've got peace groups. We have community groups. Working Families Party, LIPC. But we also have people on the other side of the spectrum. See, this is an issue that the conservatives and the Tea Party patriots are opposed to this also. The threat to our democracy, the threat to our sovereignty, the loss of jobs. And so this is a bad trade agreement for everybody, except for the corporate pigs.
Hey, Zeldin, get off it! Put people over profit! Hey, Zeldin, get off it! Put people over profit!
The Trans-Pacific Partnership, which was written in secret by global CEOs, will make it easier for corporations to ship jobs overseas, roll back Wall Street reforms, and drive up the cost of medicines while rolling back basic environmental protections. That's why the corporate interests want it fast-tracked, meaning that the American people wouldn't get to see it until after it's signed into law. We know that anytime someone says ignore the fine print, that we need to look closer and openly discuss it.
What they're saying is, Obama, we're going to give you power to do whatever you want. Why? We don't know what's in it. We can't read it. Congress can't read it. Why?
As a citizen of the United States, I don't know about you, but I elected my representatives in the House and Senate so that they would have input to the laws and agreements that are passed. I did not elect over 600 corporate and executive advisors to make the rules behind closed doors.
We already have a way of figuring out how trade agreements get decided in this country. It's called the Constitution. Maybe Lee Zeldin should pick up a copy of the Constitution. Here, I'll make it easy for him. Look up Article 1, Section 8, the Commerce Clause. It says Congress is in charge of our trade agreements, not President Obama. Congress negotiates trade, not Obama.
Do you want fast track? Do you want fast track? Then let him hear you. No fast track.
No fast track! No fast track! No fast track! No fast track! No fast track!
The reason why we're here today also is to let Congressman Zeldin know is that, you know, he had a meeting with Michael and a lot of the community leaders and community groups to discuss the ills of this trade agreement and fast track. And he said he needed more information before he could really make a stand on it, and that would sound reasonable, except for the fact he signed that letter that urges President Obama to push this through and that they won't stop him in any way. And that can't happen. If he's going to lie to the people he represents, where is this country going to end up?
You know, during the campaign last year, he kept reminding us how much of a patriot he is and how much he loves America. To do what he is doing is an act of treason. And any elected official, from the president, a senator, a congressperson, that votes in favor of this trade bill should be treated just as that.
We need to make sure that Congressman Zeldin realizes that there's a real face to what he's talking about here. He told us in our lobby meeting that he was so interested by these trade deals. It's such a fun research project, something new he was going to learn about. This isn't some fun project for Congressman Zeldin. This is going to affect real people's lives. Right now, there are people on Long Island struggling under a minimum wage. That means that they have to work over 35 hours a week just to pay the rent. Right now, there are students in Long Island in schools that are struggling, that don't have the funding for the programs they need. These are the problems we have on Long Island. These are things we need solutions for, and TPP is not going to solve any of these problems. They're going to make them worse. So we need to tell Congressman Zeldin no to fast track, no to TPP. He needs to focus on Long Island communities.
The forces of greed have taken over. It's the corporate handlers who put this man in office, and he serves that master. And he will continue to serve that master unless all of us, Tea Party, labor, environment, peace groups, can come together and can present a united front in the effort to make this country what we all know that it should be.
The UAW, one of the finest labor organizations in this country, we lost 500,000 members when NAFTA was passed 21 years ago. 500,000 members. For every auto worker job, there's 7 other jobs related. Do the math.
We know why we're here. We know what we need to do. We need to relocate our country's priorities. We need to relocate the politics of our country when it comes to trade agreements.
You think you got a chance to achieve the American dream with everybody trying to eliminate the middle class? We don't need a TPP. TPP has got to go, all right? And that's the end of that chant. But we are going to commit, the Nassau Suffolk Building Trades is going to commit 59,000 people to help you fight this. We owe it to our kids to give them what we were able to get.
You had enough with NAFTA? Had enough with the Korean Free Trade Agreement? Had enough with the Colombia Free Trade Agreement? Got enough of getting screwed over? I can't hear you. Had enough getting screwed over? Even louder. Make sure he hears you. You're tired of getting screwed over?
The elements of fast track gives away to the president, U.S. Trade Representative Michael Froman, and 600 corporate advisors are the following: the power to select trade partners, the power to set the terms of the agreements, the power to sign the agreements before Congress even votes on them, the power to write legislation that changes existing U.S. laws, the power to circumvent ordinary committee review. The legislation is submitted directly for a mandatory expedited vote. The power to override congressional leaders' control of House and Senate floor schedules. And the power to override normal voting procedures. There's a ban on all amendments unless all 12 countries agree, and that's not very likely.
I'm a very big advocate for GMO labeling because I want to know what the hell's in my food. If our state, came along and all of a sudden we voted for it and we were going to get GMO labeling, Monsanto, the pig corporation, is going to come along and say, sorry, we trump states' rights, and that's wrong.
Lee Zeldin needs to know that he works for his constituents in the 1st Congressional District, and not all the campaign contributors and all the guys with the dark money that got his sorry ass elected. We matter.
And my name is Ruth Shalom, but I have a different name. My name is really Grandma Ruthie. I have 4 grandchildren, and I want them to grow up safely and healthy and happy. And this is going to threaten the future of my grandchildren. And Grandma Ruthie is not happy about that. Grandma Ruthie doesn't like TPP, and Lee Zeldin shouldn't like it either. And nobody should like it either, or Grandma Ruthie is going to be very, very angry.
And the only good thing that's coming out of it is that I see people here from every group on Long Island. And that, for the first time, is a beautiful thing.
Opposing this agreement puts us up against some of the biggest corporate players in the book, but they don't have popular support, and we have a real chance to block this.
Hey Lee, you work for me. Hey Lee, you work for me. Hey Lee, you work for me.
I'm calling Zeldin's office right now, so let's be loud. When our jobs are under attack, what do we do? Stand up, fight back. When clean air is under attack, what do we do? Stand up, fight back. When healthy food is under attack, what do we do? Stand up, fight back.
Look, we all get the issue here. It's about our jobs. It's about our sovereignty. It's about why they were elected to Congress to speak for the people that they represent, and that's the working men and women of the 1st Congressional District and of this country, not for the corporate leaders. They need to stand up for us, or we got to stand up against them. So Lee Zeldin, I hope you're hearing us loud and clear. You better do the right thing on this trade bill. And how about doing what you said during the campaign and expressing your love for America and standing up for American workers?
We got to keep fighting. You got to get out there, because we know why we're here, but a lot of people don't know what's going on. A lot of people don't know the immense threat of a free trade agreement like TPP, especially if it's fast-tracked. So the fight doesn't stop here today, even though this is fabulous. The fight has to continue. Go out there and tell people that they need to call this guy over here.
And make sure you make your phone calls, write your letters, and let Zeldin know this is unacceptable. You can't be a lying bastard.
So listen, folks, we're not done. Make your phone calls, write your letters, make sure that Congressman Zeldin hears from you, that all the members of Congress hear from you.
Fast track! Fast track!